Hello, everybody. This is Tammy Williams, and welcome to my podcast. And today, I have a very good friend and someone I've had the pleasure to work with on one of our films called The Chronicles of Ernie and Survey. But I found out that she does something more than produce. She's also a precision car driver. She is a creature model. And you may have seen her face somewhere. If you're a Walking Dead fan, I know you've seen her face on lighters, calendars, cups. What else, Kristen? You've been everywhere.
The visor, the hat.
The visors.
Calendars.
She's even the calendar. She's even the Joker in a deck of Walking Dead cards. See that? That's her in her full blast creature makeup. So we're going to talk to her today about being a creature model and what it takes to work as a model like this in the industry, because we know there's so many jobs in this industry, so it's almost like there's a place for everybody. So it's like finding your niche. But she decided that she was going to be a creature. How do you decide to be a creature model? How did you get started?
Well, I really was sitting on the couch watching Netflix and found season 1 and 2 of Walking Dead. And I looked and I said, oh my goodness, I know those locations and I know they're filming here, so I've got to be a part of this. So I immediately started looking for background work and I started submitting, started full time. And then eventually, after the season was coming up, I got an email asking me to come for zombie school, and which, to my surprise, because I didn't submit for that, but they're real secretive, and and so they had me come out for that, and
Zombie
that started.
School. That's how you guys zombie school. So on Walking Dead, and most of the Walking Dead fans know, but for all of those who don't know, you have to go to zombie school. You have to learn how to.
They want to see what you can do.
See what you can do. So what was that first day like for you in zombie school?
Well, Greg Nicotero was there. That was so fascinating because I wasn't really a horror person, too much into that. And so I really didn't even know who he was, but he was talking to me. And then, they want to see what you can do. They just want to kind of get an idea of your body shape and what you look like and all of that. And so it's kind of a look-see, see what the new talent is for the year kind of thing. And
so you walked in. So do you have to drag your leg?
Yeah.
And did you already have something in mind that you were going to do when you got there, or?
I just kind of let part of my body go limp and then drag and drop a shoulder and just kind of, and it worked. They did not complain too much.
Okay, so she was on season 4 and 5. Mm-hmm. So if you go back, see some of those older episodes, you'll see Kristen. And let's see if we can.
I got to kill Mary.
You got to kill?
Yep, I got.
She got to kill somebody.
Yeah, I ate Mary. I was
ate
Carol's
somebody.
backup at Terminus, and pretty much everyone has killed me. I had a good one-on-one scene with Daryl, and then Norman Reedus, and Andrew Lincoln. Had some good stuff with him.
Everybody has killed you.
Most of them.
They tried
yes.
to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah. There was good scenes. There. I was shot. Beth shot me coming out of the hospital. That was one of my kill scenes. So yep. I have killed and I have been killed.
But you can only do that as a zombie.
Yeah.
Only do that as a zombie. Take a look at this. I don't know how close you can see this, but we'll make sure. Can you see that a little bit, guys? That is Kristen. She has been in 3 photo shoots for The Walking Dead, including Newsweekly, and she was featured inside of this calendar. This is not her.
I'll put this one.
Okay, hold that one. That's not her. But
this one.
That's her there. Wow.
And then my birth month of February is this one, and then this picture made it into 3 calendars.
She made the
and
cover.
the cover of the 17.
So you're a really top creature model. Well, I mean,
If
you
you
made a
want.
calendar, so I would say
It's definitely not where I thought I would be on a calendar looking like,
What did your mother say?
She was mortified for a little while. She just does not like to look at those pictures. I wasn't, this is not the kind of, background that I have through life, and so it's quite different from anything I've ever done. But just getting into this and having the makeup put on, and then they do the blood stuff. It becomes comedy. It seems it's just funny, because then some people are scared of this, and it's like, okay.
So how long does it take? Okay, well, we know the first step, you went to zombie school and you got chosen. They were like, okay, she has what it takes to be one of our walkers. Okay, how long did walker school training take?
Just the day.
Just one day?
Just the day.
Okay, so now that you've become a zombie, so makeup, how long did it take to get this look? And this is definitely special effects makeup.
Yeah.
How long did you have to sit in the chair?
Well, most of the time, it depends on what the day is going to need, but your call time might be 4 a.m. and you'll sit in the chair from anywhere from an hour to 2.5 hours. That was a bald cap, so they put the bald cap, put my hair up, put the bald cap on, and then fake hair on top of that. So that took 2.5 hours to do that look. I've sat in the chair on other productions, for over 3 hours. It just depends. With this one, that took about 3.5 hours, because that was a full whole head from another production. And
what's the name of this production?
That came from The Vault.
The Vault.
That was a Dan Bush production, and his film, and that I had a great time working on. Was Baghead Samantha for that, and I had to audition for it. So I'm real proud of that one. And when they were taking the prosthetics off, I said I would like to keep it, and so they took it off so I could, and there it is. And
you can actually be seen in the Vault.
Oh yes.
Is it on Netflix or something?
Yes, that is. It was in theaters for a while back in the fall, and then it's now available on Netflix, Amazon.
So when they look at this movie, go find
The Vault.
The Vault and Dead. What's the name? What character did you play?
I was the Baghead Samantha.
The Baghead Samantha. Look for that. And that be Kristen. Okay, just check her out with all that makeup
The dead
on.
bank
That's
teller.
Her. Okay, the dead bank teller. That's her. Look for that. Now you mentioned we were talking about how long it takes to put the makeup on. Now once you have this makeup on and you're out there, because I know it's pretty hot out there. What's the process of getting your touch-ups, and if you sweat too much and things like that?
They sure do. They come out, they try to take care of you, because this is what they have created, it's their art. So they take really good care of you, and keep you shaded and watered. But, being out in those elements, things, so there's teams all over that are, touch up and last looks for that. But sometimes people have to put the whole dentures in, with the teeth, and it's not pretty, it's
contacts. Did you wear the contacts as well?
Yes, always contacts.
I read also that like the featured creatures, they the ones that get really close to the camera, that they in post, that they can not make them blink.
Yes,
in post. They do that in post.
Lots of green screen work they'll do on the eyes or the jaw, because jaws will be hanging off,
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of fun special effects work that they do while you're on set, so it will work when they do the visual effects in post. Yeah,
and also there are different levels of creatures.
Yes.
So there's some that
get all of this, and then some that get a little bit of makeup and a little bit here, and then some that are in the very back. And if you look close, you can see a lot of people with no makeup on. It's real flash, quick flashes, but every once in a while you can catch a few. So
yeah, that's funny. I'm gonna have to look for that now. Okay, but the ones there's some that gets like the full prosthetics and all
hands.
that.
I've had it. For this one, I had it on my hands, and they put the foam, and so. But there's, they've even done full, with Walking Dead. They spare no expense with that, and so they have the best makeup artists, and K&B is
brilliant
awesome.
work. Just really creative work. And I know there was a time in which would see a zombie and go like, oh my God, I don't know if I can, it's like a lot, I'm like all family friendly and, but when you look at it as special effects makeup and the artistry of it, and it becomes something really, really interesting to see how they layer and how they take their time to really build the mask. It's actually, some beautiful artwork,
Yes.
really beautiful artwork. And then of course comes the sound effects. Did you have to make those noises, or is that all post stuff?
That's all post.
That's all zombie,
If they're doing anything in the field, sounds and stuff, they're probably not picking much of that up. But, so
right.
yeah, they add that in, and which there's a lot of folks out there. Sometimes you have to make some noise to get into it. And it's just like hitting a ball. Oh, you have to put your back into it some. And
That's what. And speaking of that, putting your back into it and getting hit, you have this very interesting story, actually, behind this photograph here and the blood that's there.
Yeah.
Tell us about this story. And
that was a very fun shoot that I got to do for season 5 promos, and they had me get on my knees in front of Andrew Lincoln, and he pulled the gun back and he hit me across the face, and I spit out the blood all over the camera guy and the wall and everyone standing there. They tarped them all up really good, but of course it was it was my blood, but it was their blood too. So and then so they took and stood everybody up in front of that blood on the wall, which is my blood, and so I was the only zombie that got the headshot the same as all of the rest of the cast, and they took a picture with my blood. So it's
pretty
very
neat.
important to me.
Yeah. So when you see these photos and you look in the back, and the blood belongs to Kristen's creature. Okay. So many fascinating things here. So many fascinating things.
Yeah.
So why did you did seasons 4 and 5. So what happened to the rest of the season? Why did you decide to opt out of?
Well, I got into doing more. When you're getting into film, you want to continue to grow and do more. But I had a little angel come into my life almost 3 years ago, my little Ruby. So I got to have a little baby,
a
little bundle of joy.
So in other words, you became pregnant. You were pregnant.
Yes.
So, you know what? That would probably make an interesting story, though. It did. A
yes,
little pregnant
first
zombie. A whole nother storyline.
And technically, because my significant other, we both did season 4 and 5, and so we technically have the first and only purebred Walker baby. Because we're full-blooded walkers. And we had a baby. Lots of people have had babies on the
you have a
show,
Walker baby.
but not full-blooded.
That's funny. Okay, so that would Well, so we'll have to see how your daughter feels about being a first Walker baby. And you do practical jokes on people too.
Oh, sure,
sure. With your
sister,
sends
my
her
kids
make her with your kids. She has on like creature makeup, and she'll send a picture to her kids.
Yeah,
and like, look at
FaceTime
mommy.
them, and hopefully they answer the FaceTime. But I've always liked to keep them in line somehow. So.
Are they used to it now?
Oh yes, they're very used to it. The older ones are, but the youngest one, I keep her, a little bit more away from all of that so much.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just break her in a little bit slowly.
Yeah.
Okay.
The older ones can handle it. The baby, she'll get there one day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Kristen has had a lot of just like fans that do different things. Like a fan actually burned the picture into that wood there. Another one of the Walking Dead's fans created this wood plaque piece here and gave it to her as well. So you go to conventions and different things like that, and so you have somewhat of a fan base.
Well, everyone just loves Walking Dead. It has been such a hit for the last so many years, and by default they love us, and they look at us as that we're the cast sometimes, which it's kind of funny for me, but and I don't mind it so much because they don't know who's really behind all this stuff. So I can be me, and then, haha, you didn't know that was me too,
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's It's nice, and it's nice to find, a new little product that has your picture on it, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's interesting sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? Congratulations on The Walking Dead, The Vault,
you.
and all that you've
And
done in
Stand
this
Against
industry.
Evil.
Stand Against
Yep,
Evil.
that
If
was
so,
another.
oh yeah, yeah. What did you tell me?
I
about
was the Black Forest demon in that, and that was another full prosthetic. They used my hair for that, but the wardrobe made this beautiful gown.
Yeah.
I thought it was beautiful. Had
Yeah.
a lot of material, and that was season 1, last episode.
That's okay. Gotcha. You know what? I met Kristen a couple of years ago, when we did our film, The Chronicles of Ernie and Serby. And she worked behind the scenes on that film, and that film is now out. And we had a private screening, and you got a chance to see everything put together. First of all, what was it like working on the film? Why did you choose to do it? Because I know you had some projects out there that you could do, but you joined our team, and we're so glad you did. So,
Well, I'm from Fayette County, and when Pinewood popped up here, I was like, oh, yay, and then Lee had invited me to come. I love Lee, and so he was, come on. And then when I found out it was faith-based, I was just like, oh, yes, let's, I'm so glad to be finally on one.
Yeah.
I grew up, and church was a very big part of my life growing up, and always has been. But so just to do everything and kind of move away from some of the stuff that Mama can be proud of too. So
we love mamas.
And just coming in and meeting all of y'all and Alvin, and everybody was just so warm and happy and fun and teaching. And that is my biggest thing, is giving back to the kids, because there's so many kids that don't have a lot of opportunities, or as many as other people, for a number of reasons. But kids, that's all we got. And I've put a few of them out into the world, and I want to make sure there's a lot of people here to help get them on their way too.
You know what, that's so important. I want to go into this dream box for just a minute, and we talk about making other people's dreams come true. And there are a couple of things in here. This is our dream box, and we like to put some things in here from our guests, things that have kind of defined various moments in their lives and kind of help you to get where you are now. And you had shared this with me. If you could tell what that's about, because that means something really special to you.
This came from Hawaii, and this is a gift that a photographer who got me into the business in '93 and taught me a lot. He had bought this on his last trip to Hawaii and didn't get it to me before he passed away, but his sons did, and it's a good reminder for me, and I know he's up there watching and very proud, because there's a lot that we end up doing with life, and he taught me a lot just with computer graphics and art, building things. Just
a great mentor.
A
great mentor. And everybody in this business needs a mentor.
Yes.
No matter what area you go in, find somebody who's doing what you do or what you would like to do, and try and make connections, network with people, because we all can learn from somebody. I think we always continue to learn from somebody. So that's a beautiful thing there. And another skeleton.
Yeah, this thing has been with me forever, and if you ever see me on set, I probably have my scarf, and it keeps me warm, dries my tears. If there's blood, it'll get that too. This is a bolt that I do precision stunt driving, and I did the Aston Martin car commercial, Aston Martin, a couple of months ago. And when you're driving and you're doing on a racetrack, you've got to walk the track, make sure there's no debris, know what you're going to do. And this is one of the little debris that I found, and so you want to get this stuff off of the track, but this is real special to me because it came off the racetrack, and it stays in my car. I keep it in my car, just it's there.
Did you enjoy driving?
I did. I got to drive to the silver and the green, the new Vantage Aston Martins, and they're prototypes, and it was just, my goodness, it was a very sexy car commercial that Clay Tybrook and I got to double for the models, and that was
fun.
A lot of fun.
Fun.
A lot of fun.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
Before we go, we have something called the Happy Box. And what you have to do is you have to pull a card out of the Happy Box. Because we want everybody to have a happy day.
Yeah.
So open it up. Kind of open it up. And then if you can read what it says out loud.
This says, stop everything now and then. Just stop and enjoy. Take a deep breath. Relax and take in the abundance of life. And I like that. I need that.
You need that?
I need that.
So it makes you feel good? This is our feel-good moment.
Yes.
So sometimes you got to take a breath, slow down. Because, you know, in production, we're like, what's the average day? 14 hours?
24/7?
24/7, Friday days.
There's no such thing as weekends.
Yeah. So sometimes we have to take a break and just kind of pause for a moment.
Yeah, I need time.
Yeah, me time.
Turn the phone off. Turn the TV off.
Everything
Entertainment can wait. Just
Except watch the Chronicles of Ernie and Serby.
You have
Watch
to go do that. Everyone has to go
live
watch.
on demand, and it's on DVD. Go to ernieandserby.com. Thank you for joining me, Kristen.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
everything.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, guys.